Hello students, I hope you're ready to do some yoga today. Grab your yoga mat or a towel and let's get started by doing some stretching. So the first stretching we're going to do is doing from side to side, leaning over, reaching. So stand with your legs slightly open and put your hand on your hip and reach over to the other side. You'll feel a nice stretch in your hip and reach. And while you're doing this, it's very important to make sure that you are breathing. You can do this a few times on each side. Then you're going to take a seat on your mat and we're going to focus on warming up our necks. So looking to the right, forward, and then left. And then you do it again, middle and right. So while you're doing this, make sure that you're breathing in and breathe out. Okay, so you need to make sure that the whole time you are taking deep breaths. You're now going to give your legs a nice shake. You can shake your whole body, shake your hands out with your wrists and everything as well. And then we're going to focus on doing some finger wiggles. So wiggle those fingers, wiggle your legs, pop them up and down. Move your wrists around, change direction one way, change the other. And then we're going to do our elbow stretches. So put your arms up and lift them up and down. Do this a couple of times. We're going to warm the shoulders, so going backwards, nice big movements, moving them up and rolling them back. Once we're done doing that, we're going to change directions and move them forward. We're now going to focus on our breathing, so take a deep breath in. And when you breathe out, you breathe out through your mouth. Okay, so out. And then deep breath in and deep breath out. Release it all. Okay, so in through your nose, out through your mouth. We're now going to stand up and do those reaches again. So legs apart, hand on hip, and reach over to the other side. We're now going to put your feet apart and just hang down. Okay, so swinging your arms down from side to side. You don't have to touch the ground, you're just hanging and swinging from side to side. Next up, you're going to work on your frog pose. So get nice and low into that squat and then stretch up. And then you're going to go back down into the frog pose. Hold it for as long as you can and back up. Do this a few times and again remember to breathe. You're now going to sit on the mats and we're going to try to do some toe touches. Okay, so deep breath and reach forward as far as you can. If you can't touch your toes, just touch as far as you can. Okay, so if that's on your shins or just on your ankles, that's perfectly fine. Try to keep your back nice and straight. and one more time and touch. Then we're going to fold one leg and keep one leg straight, and then lean forward again to touch your toes. As you can see, I'm touching my calf if I can't reach my toes. Otherwise, lean forward and taking deep breaths. Change sides, do the exact same thing, reach as far as possible. Sitting on the mat still, you're going to put your legs together, your feet apart, and you're going to move your legs from side to side, warming up those hips. This next pose is really fun, and it's called baby pose. So lie on your back, lift your legs up, reach for them, and move from side to side. As a baby would lie down, they're very flexible. You just move side to side. Again, please remember to focus on your breathing as well. You're now going to hug your knees into your chest and also moving from side to side. Okay, so hug those knees nice and tight, moving along. You're then going to lie flat on your back, legs out straight, and move the one leg over and face the other side with your arms. Your arms to the side, lean over to the opposite side. Just taking a few deep breaths while you're there, and then change side. You'll definitely feel this in your legs and your back. It should definitely not hurt though, okay? So if it feels good, it should be relaxing with your stretching, not hurting at all. We're going to do our cat pose. As you can see in the picture, cats, they breathe in and your spine rides up, and then you're going to breathe out and go into the cow pose. Alright, so deep breath in, rounding that spine, and breathe out. There you go, very good. We're going to do that a few times. So in and out into cow pose. This next position is called child pose. So lying on your knees, resting on your knees, and then leaning forward with your arms nice and forward there, touching the ground, stretched out ahead of you, and taking deep breaths in and out. And this is child's pose. Okay, we're going to work on stretching out our hips a bit more. So grab your one leg, bend it, and move it from side to side, just swinging it. You should definitely feel it stretching in your hips there. Do that a couple of times and then change legs. This next pose is called tree pose, which works on your balance. So lift your one leg up nice and high, and then raise your arms up to keep your balance. If it's difficult for you to balance, of course you can have something next to you just to hold on to, or to help you balance a little bit. As you can see, I moved up a bit to change legs and move your arm up. You can try to release it a little bit, but do what's best for you. Okay, getting back onto your mat or your towel, we're going to work on downward dog. Okay, as you can see, the position is nice and high. If you can't put your feet on the ground, that is okay. Alright, just make sure the important part is with your arms being nice and straight, as you can see with the back, and pushing those shoulders forward. Your heels don't have to touch the ground, and you can move them, push them up and down like that just to warm them up, and move forward into a plank and squeeze back from there. We're going to do this a couple of times. Again, focus on your breathing. It's very important to get that going. You're now going to go back into child's pose. Child's pose is a very good pose, as it's a resting pose. It gives you a chance to just recuperate, as well as get your breathing back in. And then we're going to go back into the downward dog, but this time you're going to reach your one foot forward. As you will see, I'm doing the right leg forward, keeping my back leg nice and straight, and also stretching out those hips. And looking to the right. If you can't move your body to the right, that's okay. Just focus on reaching forward. And I'm going to move that leg back. And now focus on the left leg. And that will go forward. As you can see. And then I'm holding my knees to stretch it to the left. So now we're going to reach forward there, but this time we're going to put our foot down, the back leg down, and move our foot to horizontally to the side, and then reach forward. If you cannot lie down like that, that is okay, and you can just sit up. As you can see, there you go, that is perfectly fine. Do what is comfortable for you. As I said before, you should not be in pain. If you are able to reach down, then you can just move up and down like that as well, focusing on your breathing, and you'll feel it in your hips stretching out there as well. Do that a couple of times and then change sides. Okay, so I'm stretching it out in downward dog. Now the left leg will go forward, back leg will go down, and your left leg, there you go, will reach across. And now lean forward. We're now going to focus on our backs a bit, so lying down flat on your stomach. We're going to go into Cobra. As you can see, I've got my arms next to me, but my elbows don't go completely straight. Okay, so if this is comfortable for you, then stick to that. Pushing up nicely over there. You'll feel it in your spine and your lower back. If you are able to do that, and you've done this before, you can straighten those a bit more, but not 100% straight. As you can see, my elbows are still slightly bent. Focusing on our back now as well, we're going to go into camel's pose, reaching back there for a few seconds at a time, touching your heels and pushing your butt and spine and that forward, and then take a moment to rest before we do it again. So reach back. There you go. If this is very sore to try and do, please don't do it then. If it feels okay, carry on. It's a good stretch for our backs. We're now going to cross our legs, so one leg on top of the other, as you can see, and then you're going to lean forward. Okay, as far as you can. Try to stay there for a few seconds, breathing in and out. Once you finish that side, you're going to alternate legs on top. Now in this position, you're going to move from one side to the other, stretching nice and back, keeping your back straight. Okay, and giving it a nice reach. And well done. You have successfully completed 18 minutes. We're now into our final pose. This is called the corpse pose, which is super relaxing. Lie down on your back, feet apart, your arms apart. And just take a moment to take it all in. You're resting, taking deep breaths in, as you can see I'm doing, and breathe out. This is a wonderful pose. You can stay here as long as you like until you feel ready to get up. And then well done. You have completed your first yoga exercise with Westgate. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.